Hello everyone, welcome to Marlin Chess Kids. Today I show the gameplay by Mihael and Matej, and this beautiful game complete in only 27 moves. And let's see how the game play. The game starts with the pawn to c4, e6, g3, d5, bishop to g2, and here you have the equal position. Then the black continue with a knight to f3, knight to f6, then knight to f3, then the bishop to e7, and here the white just go for a short castling and the black also go for a short castling. And this is the first stand move, and the position is slightly better for the white because the pawn can attack the pawn and you can continue to develop the knight. Then the game continue with a b3. After this, b6 was played, and then bishop to b2, trying to have a long diagonal to attack the knight, and also the black follow the same, bishop to b7. Then e3 was played, and now the black developed the knight to d7, knight b to d7. After this, queen to e2, and here you have a bishop to d6. And after this, the white just play a d4, trying to get control of the center. And here the queen to e7. So here you have the first stand move, and the position is equal. So after this, the white just continue to develop the knight b to d2. And here the idea for the white to play is to move the knight from b1 to d2, then to f3, then continue to d4, and then goes to f5, and at f5 you can have the idea to attack the queen, also can have the idea to attack the pawn at g7, and finally you have the idea to goes to h6. So after this move, the black continue to play a5, and the white also block with the a4. Then the black continue to push e5 to attack the center, and now the pawn d just capture the pawn. So after capture, knight capture, and the black want to go for the knight exchange, while the white do not want to exchange and just move the knight to d4, continue to develop. After this, the bishop to b4 trying to attack the knight, and the knight also do not want to go for exchange and move the knight to f3, continue to develop. And here now you have the idea to move the knight to f5 and attack the queen. So this is a strongly threatening with the move knight f5. After this move, the knight e to d7, and this is the first 15 move, and the white is better in this position. And the game continue with the knight to f5, and this knight will attacking the queen. And here you also can bring another knight into the board, so you have a 2 knight in the center of the board, and you have a many activity for the white to play. And now the white is on the roll and control the game. After this, queen to e8, then the knight 3 to d4. You can see that the white keep pushing and move the knight forward. After this move, the knight to e5, and here the white just push f4, continue to attack the knight. And so the knight e to g4, continue to move forward, trying to attack the pawn at e3. However, this pawn is protected by the knight and the queen, so the white no need to worry about anything, and you can just push h3 to attack the knight away. So after this move, this knight is have a very limited place to move, as you can see. So the only way for the black to play, you can capture the pawn, and after capture, then the knight will capture it back, then you'll be winning a piece. So after this, the knight can just go to e4. So at this move, white will win a piece. And if you move the knight in the actual game, the knight move to h6. And here the knight will just capture, and now the pawn capture. And here you have the double pawn, and this double pawn is very weak for the black, and the g file is open. It's allowed the white to attack with such as a queen to g4 and attack the king, and the knight also can continue to go to f5 and attack the pawn, and this bishop can attack the knight. So after the g pawn is moved away, now the white has many ideas to attack the king, and the king is very exposed to threat from the white. And this is the 20th move, and you can see the white is clearly winning in this position with 8 plus in the value. So the game continue with the knight to f5, and this the knight will control to attack and check the king, and the bishop is attacking the knight. So you have a single move double attack, and here if the king want to protect the knight or the pawn, it cannot come to here because the knight also control the square. So you cannot control and save the pawn at h6. And if you move the queen to e6 to protect the knight, then the knight will just capture the pawn and check the king. And after this move, if the king in the actual game, the black move king to g7, and after this move, now the queen goes to g4 and check the king, and now the knight cannot capture because it's being pinned by the bishop. A very nice idea. So after this move, the black can use the queen to capture the queen and go for the action. If the queen capture, then the knight capture. Then after this, the bishop can go to e7 to protect the knight, as he have a double attack. So the bishop and the king can attack back, and if the pawn capture, then the rook a to b8, and after this queen exchange, the white is still clearly winning, but you only have a 4 value plus only. However, in the actual game, after this move, the black do not want to go for exchange and instead go to h8. And if you see, if you capture the knight, then you have a queen to g5 checkmate, and the king cannot move. So in the actual game, the king just moved to h8, and after this move, now the white play queen to g5, and we have the idea to attack the knight and have the queen attack, so 2 pieces attack the knight. So after this move, the black just capture the pawn and check, and with this idea thinking that the bishop can block the diagonal bishop check. So in the actual game, the black capture the pawn, and you can see this is a red square, which means it's a red move for the black, and after capture the e3 pawn, the white is winning and mate in 4. I give a couple of seconds to figure out how the white continue to play and mate in 4. Well, congratulations for those who found the answer. And for those who like to enjoy the show, here are the move that the white play and win the game. So in the actual game, after the check from the black, the white can just simply move to king h1 or king h2, and it will be winning in the few next move. So in the actual game, the white play king to h2, and now the idea of bishop takes the knight, and it will be a complete winning. So after this move, the black just play bishop to c3 to block the diagonal. So the black thinks that if the bishop capture, then the queen will capture, and the queen will able to protect the knight, and there's nothing the black can worry about the checkmate. However, in this version, the white is still clearly winning. So in actual game, after this move, and here you have a very brilliant sacrifice with the queen. Queen takes the f6 pawn and check the king, forcing the king cannot move and forcing the exchange with the bishop. So after this brilliant capture with the white queen, and this is one of the brilliant sacrifice queen, and now you can see the king has no place to move, and the only way to prevent the check is to use the bishop to capture back the you have the bishop takes the bishop, and you have a just simple one bishop checkmate, and you can see the king has no place to move. It's being controlled by the knight. And with this, thank you.